Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Leslie Kershane. I'm CEO of the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, and I would like to begin by acknowledging that I am coming to you today from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Quaquitlam First Nation, and we're uh, grateful to be working and living on their traditional territory today. So thank you for joining us for this next installment of our Chamber Talk series, Boost Your Business Technology with Patrick Von Pander, the Big Picture Coach. Thrilled to be hosting you today, Patrick. Patrick is a Tri-Cities Chamber member and a longtime business coach and a certified uh, uh, provider of this program that we're going to be talking about today. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'll let him get into that. But Patrick, thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone on the line for joining us today. I am recording this session and we will be making it available afterwards. We also, of course, in Zoom, there's a chat function. So if questions occur to you as we go along, please do feel free to type them in the chat. We will also have time at the end to, you can either voice your question or I'll be going through the chat questions and moderating a Q&A with Patrick for your questions. So thank you kindly. I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to Patrick. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Leslie. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you to all that are here. I'm going to be sharing with you some details around the government grants opportunity that come with the Canada Digital Adoption Program. Now, just to start off with, my background, I've been a certified business coach for the last 20 years. For the last 6 or 7 years, I've added to that a technology transformation and digital adoption consultant. And just to give you a little bit of history as to the program itself, after the current federal government came into power, one of the things that they were looking into was how Canadian small and medium enterprises were doing when it came to technology transformation and digital adoption. And what they learned from the research that they did was that compared to our counterparts, compared to the small, medium enterprise counterparts in other Western industrialized countries, our businesses here in Canada are falling behind. And when you compare us directly with our southern neighbors in the US, we're falling way, way behind. And there were 5 major contributing reasons for that when they had surveyed business owners, partners, and leadership teams of these SMEs, these small, medium enterprises. The first was a lot of these businesses found technology to be very confusing and overwhelming. Second was many were fearful of making investments and decisions and choices into technologies that maybe would either not help their business or maybe even hurt their businesses. Third reason was very few of these businesses had in-house subject matter expertise that would allow them to do the proper research and assessment of technologies that would be ideal for their type of business in their field, industry, or profession at their size. Very few had the budget to be able to hire outside subject matter experts to help them with that research and assessment and decision making. And finally, very few of these businesses, these Canadian small medium enterprises, had done any sort of meaningful budgeting for new technologies over the coming 3 to 5 years. And so with those 5 main reasons, those were the real driving force behind how they architected this government grant program. And so they organized it into 2 different grants. One is an online grant called the Grow Your Business Online $2,400 micro grant. We're not going to be focusing on that. I can address that a little bit in the Q&A at the end if you like. but we're really focused on the larger $15,000 Boost Your Business Technology Grant, which is wider and deeper in scope. And when I say wider and deeper, something that myself as an approved digital advisor, and by the way, I went through a 4-month vetting process with the program prior to it even launching. And that was one of the first wave of approved digital advisors that were approved to develop these customized digital adoption plans for qualifying Canadian small, medium businesses when the program launched, when the Boost Your Business Technology Grant Program launched in April of 2022. So it's already been running for 21 months. And personally, I've already worked with 50, a little over 50 companies to develop custom digital adoption plans, and now I've partnered with the Tri-Cities Chamber and wanted to be able to make sure that as many chamber members are taking advantage of this. So let's go through this. First of all, the application process, and I've been involved with, this will be the 5th different federal or provincial government program where I've been a resource for them. And I have to say that this grant program is the best set up, the simplest to apply for I have ever experienced in my almost 20 years as a business coach. So we're going to go through this in a little detail, but just know that when applying for the grant, that you want to have some information handy, and I'll be going through that with you. First of all, let's talk about eligibility requirements. First of all, we want to know whether or not this is going to be a right fit for you. And so if you're the type of business where you can benefit from improvement or applying technology for things like streamlining or automating certain processes, especially administrative processes, then this is going to be a good program for you. The way I approach every one of the projects is I like to take the complex and I like to simplify it wherever I can. So I organize all these technologies into essentially 3 buckets, and those 3 buckets essentially align with the major business operations of virtually every business out there. So the first bucket would be your business development bucket of technologies. These can be broken down into things like market research technologies, which feed and inform your lead generation technologies to provide you with pre-qualified opportunities. And then sales conversion technologies, be it with your Salesforce or with your website, if that's the technology that's doing the heavy lifting for converting those pre-qualified leads into business. The second bucket of technologies is your operational product and service bucket of technologies. And there's office product tools technologies, there's internal collaborative communication technologies that are there. If you're a very product-oriented business, you're going to want to have inventory and supply chain management technologies helping you out with that. If you're more of a service-based business, where you're trading time for money, either in the world of billable hours or fee for service, you want to be able to have good, strong HR management technologies to manage the existing talent that you have. If you're looking to grow your business and grow your team, you want to have recruitment technologies that you're looking at that automate and streamline that process, and learning management systems that allow you to teach and train your people on how to do the right things the right way. Third bucket is your finance and accounting bucket of technologies. And this is really the group of technologies that allow you to be able to handle your bookkeeping, your accounting, your banking integration, your payroll, your finance, your invoicing, and your collections. So there's technologies that can help you with all of those areas, but every business is a little bit different. So you want to understand where your business could stand to improve, and maybe deploy technology to make you more efficient and be able to, as the slide here shares, reduce overhead costs, speed up transactions, respond to clients faster, manage inventory, or improve supply chain logistics, and so much more. Eligibility. eligibility requirements. As long as you're a majority Canadian owned and controlled, for-profit, privately owned business, then and you're doing between $500,000 and $100 million in any one of the last 3 years, then you're going to be eligible. You want to be properly registered with the CRA and the Registrar of Companies, either provincially or federally, as an incorporated company or as a sole proprietorship. But if you check all of those boxes, then it's going to be, and you have all of your information in hand, then the application process is really very, very straightforward. Unfortunately, this is not for not-for-profit organizations, and it's not for publicly traded companies. But outside of that, the scope is very wide, and they've actually budgeted in the 2021 federal budget. They allocated $1.4 billion Canadian to this program, and they've budgeted for up to 70,000 Canadian businesses to take advantage of specifically this Boost Your Business Technology grant. Here's the process overview. And we're going to spend a little bit of time on this. Essentially, there's a website that's been set up. They took about a year to set up the team, the processes, the standards, and the website to be able to facilitate a lot of this, and to organize the digital advisors, the pre-approved digital advisors like myself, to be able to help with this process. To apply, the application process is basically if you have your information together, if you've got your CRA account information handy, if you've got your Registrar of Companies information handy, and you've got your banking account information handy, the application process can be handled in typically under 10 minutes. I will take exception to one point here underneath the apply and sign the agreement. The digital needs assessment is an online survey that you're routed to after you apply for the grant, and the online survey takes about 25 to 30 minutes, and it produces a report, but you can complete that portion of it later. So if you just want to put your application in, it can be quite quick. And then typically for me to be able to produce a plan for my clients is, generally speaking, about 6 to 12 weeks from start to finish, depending on how small or large, how simple and complex your company is, and how much access I have early on to be able to gather the information I need to be able to have to complete that. But you work with a digital advisor to produce this plan, and then once the plan is complete, then it gets uploaded to your CDAP portal, which would have been set up when you first create your account. It will have set up a portal specific to your business so that you can use that as a gateway for communication and interaction with the plan. So once the plan has been completed, and there's certain standards that I'm required to provide in that plan, I'm required to be able to get to know your business well enough to do a proper SWOT analysis. SWOT is short for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I need to be able to get to know your organization and how your team is made up. I need to be able to understand all of the technologies that you're currently using, your hardware, your software, your apps, so that I've got all of that as a part of a situation analysis. And then I go into the kind of meat and potatoes of the plan development, which is to be able to do the research and plan writing, where I'm required to provide you a minimum of 3 different solution options, each of those solution options to be complete with financial budgets and implementation timeline forecasts. When the plan is complete, it gets submitted to the CDAP program for them to review and approve, to make sure that I've done my part to provide a compliant plan. And then they take about 30 days to review, approve it, and deposit the grant funds into your a bank account directly. And then when it comes to implementation, there's two different resources that you've got available to you for that. One is a BDC loan, a 5-year interest-free loan to help you out with implementation of new technologies. We can get into details about what's included in that. And there's up to a $7,300 youth placement wage subsidy available. And I'll get into details as well with that. And then, of course, the benefits are when you have implemented some of these new technologies that help you streamline and automate some of your internal functions, systems and processes, policies and procedures, then you can realize the benefits that come with having that technology do a lot of the heavy lifting. So let's drill down. I won't go into a ton of detail, but through this, you'll see, through the slides here, you'll see a lot of detail in terms of how to go through step by step the process in terms of navigating the CDAP program. The first step is creating your account. You'll see there's a number of different ways to be able to get that started. It starts, of course, by going to their website. Once you've identified yourself and provided some of the contact information that's required by this, they'll provide you with an agreement for you to review and approve. And they do that digitally. This is one I'll spend a minute on. They're going to take about once you've submitted your application, they're going to take typically about 1 or 2 or 3 days to confirm your eligibility requirements. They're going to reach out to CRA to confirm that you've matched or met or exceeded the revenue requirements, the eligibility requirements. They're going to check to see that you're properly registered as with the registrar of companies and with CRA, and that your banking account information is properly matching what your application stated. They need that because at the end of the process, when they provide you with the grant claim funds, they're going to just want to be able to direct deposit it right into your business bank account. And it's intended to be a reimbursement of the fees to produce the plan for you. You need to be a director or owner of the company. There's one exception to that. You can authorize a director or owner of a company can authorize an employee to go through the application process for them, but typically they much prefer to have a director, a listed director or an owner of the company do the application and commit to the agreement so that there's that accountability properly in place. To complete the application, you want to be able to complete that application, including the details that are shown on the screen here. The grant agreement, you need to be able to sign off on that within 6 months of confirming your eligibility, and provide the banking details, as I said, so that they have it to work with at the conclusion of the process. And at some point during the process, to complete the DNA report, the digital needs assessment, which is that online survey that most people are taking about 25 to 30 minutes to complete. And once that's completed, it turns it into a usable report that's actually quite interesting. Not only does it share all the questions and how you answered them, but it provides you a detailed cover page, which actually scores how digitally or technologically sophisticated or unsophisticated your business is compared to others in your same category. And so that's useful for the CDAP team to know, it's good for the business to know, and it's good for someone like myself to be able to know. Then working with a digital advisor, once you've signed the grant agreement, you've got access to the digital advisor marketplace. I'm one of a number of digital advisors across the country that has been approved since the beginning of the program for this. I partnered with the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, and we actually have structured it so that there's a benefit, a member benefit for you to work with me as the digital advisor for the work here with the Boost Your Business Technology program. And from the time that you're approved, that you're given the approval for the grant, you'll know that you've been approved for the grant. Typically, as I said, 1 or 2 or 3 business days after you've submitted your application. If it's approved, they'll send you an email letting you know that it's been approved and that you're given a grant claim number, and you'll have a 9-month valid until date for that claim, that grant claim, to be exercised. And so there is that 9 months to find an approved digital advisor and be able to have the plan completed and uploaded into your CDAP portal. Let's go. So when the plan is complete, you would upload the plan and the invoice or invoices by your digital advisors for the work done to complete that custom digital adoption plan into the CDAP portal. Because the terms and conditions of the grant, the $15,000 maximum grant, is that the grant monies be used for the consulting and advisory for the development of that custom digital adoption plan for that business. So the way that I've structured all of my plans is I've priced all of my plans at $16,500. And what I've done and negotiated with the Tri-Cities Chamber is I invoice the portion, the 10%, roughly 10% portion that you're ultimately responsible for, that the business is responsible for, upfront. And I do that just so that I know that my clients are going to be taking the process seriously and that they've got some skin in the game. And then I do not require payment for the balance of payment for the overall agreement until the plan has been completed, has been uploaded, reviewed, and approved by the CDAP team, and that they've deposited the grant funds into your account. I will have issued an invoice at the with the completed plan, but I don't require payment until the grant payout has happened to the business. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to be very cash flow friendly. Most digital advisors don't work this way. They ask for either half of their fee up front, half on completion, or they might spread it out, the invoicing, over a 3 or 4 month period. And then the grants are like act as a reimbursement for the monies that you've already paid out for development of the plan. So these are the terms of the plan, and this is the way I've structured it with the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce. And the member benefit I want to add into this on this point is that after all the monies are paid out and my invoices have been completed and paid out, I'm going to pay the business back half of what their requirement is. So I'm going to pay back $750 back to the member, the Tri-Cities Chamber member business that worked with me on this process. So at the end of the day, your overall commitment on this, your total exposure as a business, is about $750. Now, after, and this is a very attractive part of the plan for a lot of businesses, after the plan has been completed, you can apply for up to a 5-year interest-free loan from the BDC. And you can use your completed customized digital adoption plan as supporting documentation. And by the way, that 5-year repayment of the loan, that timer doesn't start until after you're given 12 months worth of loan repayment forgiveness. So under the terms and conditions, under the key information part of the slide here, you'll see that they give you up to a year. And as a consultant and as a coach, I really like this feature because it gives you up to a year to be able to implement potential new technologies, which can include hardware, software, custom implementation, custom configuration of software as a service subscription fees, and customization and configuration of those, as well as custom app development and programming and coding that might go into this, as well as training services for your staff when it comes to implementation of new technologies. So this is a very, very attractive part of it. And I've had my fair share of clients tell me that this is a big reason for them pursuing this. It's a great advantage, not only having the plan developed for them and their business at their size, but this is a very attractive option. It's as far as I'm concerned, like, why wouldn't you take advantage of this? And then the second resource that you could look at applying for is the youth placement wage subsidy. So let's say you're experiencing a skills gap. Maybe you're missing a technology related skill that could really benefit your business, but you want some help. There's up to $7,300 available for you to be able to apply for a recent graduate of a tech program that can come in and help you. So either if you have a skills gap, or you are so tightly staffed as a company that you could use the extra 450 hours worth of assistance by someone who's eager to be able to gain some real life experience and is a graduate of a tech program that might be relevant to what the plan might call for. This can be a great benefit for you to take advantage of and help out with. They'll match you using the magnet team nationally. If you provide them with a job description in detail, they'll even put qualified candidates in front of you for you to consider, like review and consider and potentially hire. And when you do hire them, if and when you do hire them, you as a business get to choose whether or not you have them come in on either a part-time hours schedule or on a full-time hours schedule, depending on what's going to be a right fit for you. And some of the examples of clients I've already worked with that seem to be popular is I've had quite a few that are looking to hire somebody with digital marketing capabilities, like a graduate of a digital marketing program. And in the construction, building, and trades clients, which account for almost half of all the projects I've done, the CDAP plans I've done, they tend to really be attracted to project management related skill sets when hiring somebody for their business. So those are just a couple of examples of how you can get some additional help. And so here's the process of how to be able to apply for that wage subsidy and how it works. And if you're ready to apply, you can scan the barcode here, or you can go to this hot linkable website address. And there's also contact information. There's a team set up to be able to help businesses navigate their way through this. If you would like to have me email this slide deck to you, complete with the hot linkable hot links, that'll take you right to the CDAP website and to the landing pages for the Boost Your Business Technology program's landing page, and for you to start your application. Just put your name, please put your name and your email address, your preferred email address, in the chat, and I'll be sure to send that out later on today. Some additional information that might be useful for you. Sometimes if people don't have their their CRA information or the registrar of companies information or their banking properly set up. There's some troubleshooting tips available for you as well in this slide deck that allow the businesses that maybe don't have that completely current be able to troubleshoot your application process. Back to you, Leslie. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate this.
Wonderful. Well,
And
thank
I'm
you.
and I'm eager to help out with any questions or clarifications that that people on the webinar would like help with.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for that great overview. And we've got a few questions in the chat that I can go to, but for people who prefer to voice their question, please simply raise your hand and we'll try to address those in order. So Patrick, great overview. You addressed very quickly at the beginning that there's a micro grant of 2,400.
Yes.
And that we've got this bigger $15,000 grant that we're more focused on today. And
Yep.
just to recap what I heard to make sure everybody's clear,
Yes.
this grant is a maximum of 15,000, but it can only cover 90% of the total cost for advisory services, which is
Correct.
why you come in at 16,500. It's that extra 1,500.
Yes.
And the chamber deal that we are offering you through Patrick is that you would get 750 of that refunded to you at the end of it all, so that
Yes.
your total exposure is $750 for
Yes.
$16,500 worth of advisory services to have this plan and then unlock the interest-free loan and everything else to execute it.
Yes. As soon as first of all, my recommendation would be, and this is just a personal opinion, my recommendation would be that you use that $750 for your chamber membership renewals for the next year or two. That just would be my bias.
Why, thank you.
Yeah. But of course, everyone is at choice for that. But yes, that's the way I set it up, and that's being compliant with the process of the terms and conditions. They didn't want to have it be 100% coverage. They wanted to have the businesses be somewhat accountable for it. And you know, for those businesses that are doing between $500,000 and $100 million, it's been pretty reasonable to invest $1,500. And it's my pleasure to be able to have half of that go back to the business that has chosen to work with me on this. So I'm eager to help out as many chamber member businesses as possible with this.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So on to the questions.
Yes.
April, I see your smiling face there, but I'll ask one of your first questions. You're welcome to unmute yourself if you wish. What if your business generates less than 500,000 annual, or is that net or gross revenue?
It's top line revenues. It's not net profits or net income. It is overall revenues. How much in the way of sales did you actually generate? It's completely a top line revenue number. And if you have not hit it yet, and you know, I've been working with this for 21 months. When I first started really beating the drum on this, well over a year ago, there were some businesses that were at the sort of $350,000 to $500,000 range. And I said, you know what, your aspiration should be to hit that 500,000 level. And this program is likely to run until probably near the end of the first half of next year. So if between now and then you can grow your business and file your taxes, because they're going to confirm your eligibility requirements based on your CRA tax filing, as long as they can confirm that in your recent tax year you have met that threshold, then you're going to be eligible to submit your grant application at that time.
Okay, but if you have two businesses and one exceeds the 1 million, then what?
If you have the business that meets the eligibility requirements will be able to apply successfully.
So you can't exceed 1 million then?
No, you can't exceed 100 million.
100 million.
The
Okay.
range is between 500,000 and 100 million in top line revenues.
Okay, I got it. And if you own two different businesses, can you do two different applications?
Yes,
Thank you.
it's already happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I might have mistyped that in the chat. My apologies. So great questions, April. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking, and appreciate the clarification opportunity.
Okay, and I think you may have addressed this already, but we had a member asking if they can pick their own digital advisor.
Of course.
Yes.
As long as it's an a CDAP approved digital advisor. And the slide deck will share with you that when you complete your application, you will be given access to the Digital Advisor Marketplace, which is essentially an online directory of all of the approved digital advisors across the country and their profiles and strengths and skill sets that they bring with them. So there is that.
Wonderful.
I'm just hoping to work with as many chamber members as possible.
Yes, if you want that $750 rebate, Patrick is your go-to. And we have Chase asking, I'm not sure I quite understand the question. Are custom LLM one of the technologies that an advisor can provide? Custom LLM. Do you know that acronym?
LLM, are we talking, is that a form of technology, or is that a legal structure like LLP?
Oh, maybe. Chase, are you on the line still? Are you able to unmute and clarify your question?
Hi. Yes, LLM, large language model. Sorry for the confusion.
Oh,
Okay, got you. Yeah, absolutely. So you're talking about Chat GPT and all the variants that are associated with that? Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So the spectrum of what can be included in the digital custom digital adoption plan is really quite broad. I try to organize it into the 3 buckets, but actually it expands even beyond the 3 buckets. It includes, kind of a layer that I would describe as an umbrella or bridge, which is been quite popular the last few years. It's been called either business intelligence or business analytics, which selectively dips into those 3 buckets and pulls out select metrics or data and information and organizes into usable reports, or even like real-time dashboards that just allow for an owner or partners or leadership team to make better business decisions faster. And then the other layer that's also on the table is that dome of cybersecurity, that proactive dome of cybersecurity to protect all of your technological ecosystem from outside intrusion and risk from incursion. So yes, it can include LLMs.
fantastic. Okay, moving on to our next question from Daniel. We have, for the micro grant, does the business applying for the grant require anything from the web developer prior to applying? And if so, what do they need?
So the application process for the $2,400 micro grant, which is called the Grow Your Business Online grant, the application process is more complex than it is for the larger grant, actually. And it's partly because in every province, the CDAP program has designated a sort of supervisory business to be able to oversee those. And I've just personally, from experience, I found that to be a bureaucratic layer that has slowed down and complicated the application and delivery process. So I've actually partnered. I'm not one of the approved digital advisors for that grant program, but I partnered with a team that's local here in the Lower Mainland, and they just take care of the application for you and then do the digital marketing work to set up the e-commerce capability that grant is more squarely focused on. It's specifically It's specifically for businesses that have a consumer-facing offering, and that are also, Canadian owned and controlled, properly registered companies. But the eligibility requirements are actually a lot more lenient than for the Boost Your Business Technology program. The eligibility requirements for that grant program is you either need to have like one full-time or equivalent full-time employee, or 30,000 in top line revenues in the most recent business year. And so it is low-hanging fruit as far as I'm concerned. And so as long as you meet the eligibility requirements, I would encourage you to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to facilitate an introduction to the team that I send that over to. And I find that they streamline, simplify, and cut down the time frame from even application to delivery by about half. Like cut that down and make it super easy. So I'm happy to facilitate that that referral, and I've sent them no fewer than 60 or 70 projects already, and they're very good at what they do.
Fantastic. Well, that seems to be a theme with both the micro grant and the big 15,000 grant. It's just that the simple, fast process to apply and to work through the plan, and then the funding gets deposited straight in the business's bank account at the end. I'm not seeing any other questions here, but any final comments, Patrick?
I would just not delay on this. Take advantage of it. Go get this and look at how you can then take advantage of the implementation resources as well. So I'm hoping that I see or get to talk with all of you. At the top of the chat, I put my profile information in there. Also access to my online calendar, as well as my email address and my mobile phone number. So there's lots of different ways to be able to connect with me, and I am the king of follow-up. So I will follow up and communicate with you in whatever way you prefer. So I'm eager to work with you all. If you would like me to send you again the slide deck directly as an email attachment, complete with the linkable URLs, the website addresses, then just put your name and preferred email address in the chat, and I'll save the chat and be sure I follow up with you later on today to get that out to you.
Fantastic. So I'll just give a moment for everyone to scroll up to the top of that chat box if you wished to grab Patrick's information or to add your email address into the chat. What the Chamber will be doing, what I'll be doing following this call, is sending out a thank you to all of the attendees and those who registered who were unable to attend live. And that will include the link to the video and Patrick's contact information as well, in case you're on your phone or something right now and having a hard time navigating the chat window. So on behalf of the Chamber, and I thank you to everyone who attended live with us here today. Thank you very much to Patrick for partnering with us, for offering our Chamber's members this rebate. And you're clearly very experienced not only at this CDAP program, but at guiding businesses through a whole variety of business growth projects and other government funding over the years as well. So we really appreciate your time and your partnership with us today.
Well, thank you so much, Leslie, for the opportunity. And I don't know if you noticed, but I really enjoy being able to get the word out there. And I just love working with businesses. It's always fascinating and interesting. Every business seems to be in a different situation and has different aspirations. And I just like to work with them on giving them the best chance at being able to accelerate their business growth for the next 5+ years. And technology technology can go a long way in helping to facilitate a foundation that lets that happen for them. So yeah, and I just love the diverse range of businesses that I've gotten to work with across many different sectors, and some of which even that are outside our region here.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, everyone. And again, thanks for attending. Please reach out to the Chamber, either myself, CEO at tricitieschamber.com or info at tricitieschamber.com if you have other topics you would like to see addressed in future in this Chamber Talk series. I'm going to stop the recording now. Patrick and I will stick around for a few more moments if any of you would like to continue the chat. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.